Ladies and gentlemen, we're now about to begin our next performance, Will You Love Me by Sky Shen. This debut EP by singer-songwriter Sky was a culmination of 7 years of hard work, and finally recorded at Artist Recording Studio last year, featuring 3 Mandarin and 2 English original compositions. Will You Love Me explores Sky's perspective and experiences of romantic love as a person with a disability. We invite you to share photos and videos of Sky's performance on social media so that his music travels further. Let's give a round of applause to Sky Shen.
没有人陪也无所谓，一个人吃着烟在逛逛公园，满天星显得格外特别。你的世界没有空位，小时候想象的爱情会很美，以为内心的单纯会有机会。爱得到美，地球有奇异的人类，要我怎么相信没人和我独对？爱得到了美，等到快要入睡。爱得到美，我到底有什么不对？为何还没弄懂我就心碎？我就快要枯萎。
In a brief moment, they all stream out of the black box. Left alone in solitude, Sky heaves and wheel out of the stage. Video summary. The music video is set in the black box of artists. The stage is snugly decorated with balloons, fairy lights, and floral archway. Sky sings to the intimate audience who is sitting next to their partners. As the performance progresses, they get increasingly engrossed and hyped up.
Thank you all so much for the support. Thank you, and to the front row audience who were dancing, and then one person in the back with the phone. Thank you so much. Hello everyone, my name is Kai Shen Yu Xiang, and I'm a singer-songwriter, and that was a song called Will You Love Me or I Will Love Me as part of my debut EP that we released last year in November. So I really hope that you guys like that. I'm really happy to be here performing for all of you today at the Arts and Disability Forum. And I had the opportunity to do this EP project last year as part of ArtDis's Beyond Display program, which is a 2-year industry training program where I had the great pleasure and privilege of being mentored by Dr. Philip Tan, who is an amazing musician and teacher, who is actually on one of the panels later on, who will be talking as well, so I hope you guys will look forward to that. You know, for me, art and music is really like a medium of communication. It is a way to connect with people, to tell stories, and to share life experiences. And for my first album, I wanted to talk about, love, which sounds a bit cliche, but it is like such a universal human experience, such a universal human desire, and I guess just what makes us so human to begin with. But growing up, I always felt like I experienced love very differently from my peers. When people started dating, I felt like I was kind of excluded from their whole experience until I was much older, and that song was kind of about that. But at the same time, I feel like throughout my life, I have received a lot of love, from like my family, my mom especially, who brings me around everywhere I go. From teachers, from friends, from peers, from people all around me, and I feel really blessed. And the next song that I'll be performing is called At the Mountain Top. And since I don't really have that many romantic experiences, I tap into other types of love, like friendship, and like what I imagine love to be. And the next song is kind of about that, about a friend who would go the extra mile to make me feel included in life. And one time when they took a trip, a hiking trip to climb a mountain and I couldn't join them, he filmed a video of himself at the peak of the mountain and he shouted, "This climb is for you, Sky, I love you." And it like really warmed my heart. And I wrote this song At the Mountain Top about that experience, and I hope you guys will enjoy it.
ArtDis presents At the Mountain Top. Animation video of two friends, a brown dog and an otter on a wheelchair. The video started with them in the bedroom, lying awake in the middle of the starry night. As they look out of the window, the dog shares about the beauty of the world to the otter, who feels stuck and wants to explore the world outside. The dog suggests that they should climb the mountaintop. With the vision sketched, they set off on building a paper wings attached to the wheelchair to help the otter flies. After many trials and tribulations, they succeeded, and off they fly, up the mountain, and even across the Milky Way.
In the dark, you came down like a lightning spark, living a fire in your trail. The very road seemed to bend to your will. Come with me, you said, come spread your wings and see the lands are vast and the ocean deep. You and I will make it to the peak. I'll carry you if I have to. I'll climb this mountain fast to the mountain top. You call out my name and listening. you reach out for the stars. Your eyes shine brightly and beyond. With your heart beating hard, you made a wish that one day with you I will be sailing down the Milky Way. Among the stars we play, go every night and every day, counting the clouds where we lay. Next to you, the birds they sing a merry tune. The sun is high, the skies are blue. Flowers sparkle proudly through bloom. I'll carry you if I have to. I'll climb this mountain for you. At the mountain top, you turn off my name and we'll sing. The fireflies stand for you and me. Far away, we will stay for I can see. I'm sliding across the mountains at the mountain top. You reach out for the stars. Your eyes shine as brightly as they are. With my heart beating hard, I made a wish that always with you I'll be sailing down the Milky Way. Among the stars we play, go every night and every day, counting the clouds where we lay. Oh, Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, you know, like I said, art and music is a way to connect and to tell stories and live experiences. But also, I feel like art and music, by extension, is also a great way to talk about issues that don't get discussed very much. Or it is also a great way to talk about heavy topics that might be too difficult to talk about explicitly. And I didn't actually study music growing up. I didn't have a chance to go to a music school until I was in my university days, where I got a scholarship to go for some classes. But before that, I was studying communications, and then in university I did sociology because I wanted to study, society, and to understand my own life chances better, and to understand different marginalized and vulnerable communities and how we can work on the world and make it better, basically. And one of my research interests was, of course, as my EP may suggest, like love and human relationships. And what I found was a little disheartening, a little sad, and it was that, people with disabilities, a lot of us don't really get to experience love. I remember reading one study that stuck out to me in my thesis research, that only 7% of the French sample that they studied, people with disabilities, only 7% of them experience dating, and yet a lot of them are at a higher likelihood of experiencing abusive or exploitative or manipulative relationships because of the power imbalance, because we feel a need to overcompensate, to prove ourselves. And it is kind of a pattern because we do that too at work and at school and stuff like that. And the next song and the next video that we're about to show you is about that, about a relationship where, power is not equal, and it is actually based on a real life experience that I also went through much later in life. And it is quite a narrative heavy video. So we thought it would be best to just show the video so everyone can just focus on it. And I hope you guys will enjoy it. I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be here today to talk as a panelist this morning and to perform to you guys as well. And I hope that you guys will enjoy the rest of your afternoon and evening. Thank you so much.
Artist presents Heart Thief. The video is set in a white space from floor to ceiling. White boxes are stacked on top of each other, forming a fort around Sky, who is in a white ensemble and on a wheelchair. He is seen releasing white beads into one of the boxes, after which he proceeds to stack them in order.
You came with the sweetest of smiles and you said, would you mind if I stayed for a while? No plans, just our hands with you leading the way.
A glass jar appears.
With the tip of pink stain in your face, there was a glow around you, it made me wanna stay by your side. And when you looked right into my eyes, a chill went down my spine, and I swear my heart was jumping off my chest.
A masked man enters.
I was a fool to believe that we were meant to be. How was I so blind I couldn't see?
He beguiles and dances around Sky.
A peace was visited on my soul. I lost all control when you held me so close. That broke into my heart. So all of the parts that made me whole,
He tears Sky's heart.
you smashed my wings.
The jar smashes onto the floor.
Brought kings down to their knees. Poison, poison everything. Poison, poison everything. Left a hole in my
The
heart.
man smashes his fist into the box. As he retracts his hand, white beads are now transformed into colorful beads, and he tosses the bead at Sky as he watches in amazement. In the next clip, Sky and the man lock eye contact. He attempts to remove the mask, but unsuccessfully.
You came with a smile upside down and you said, well, this really breaks my heart to say. Let's hug, one last kiss, and you turning away from the ocean streaming down my face. There was a glow around him, it made you wanna
The
stay.
man blindfolds
But I
Sky.
sighed, and when you looked right into my eyes, a chill went down my spine.
Sky removes the
And that's
mask.
when my heart was jumping off my chest.
Only to reveal a black mask
I
beneath.
was a fool to believe that we were meant to be. How was I so blind I couldn't see? A beast was visited on my soul.
The man wreaks havoc with the hammer.
I lost all control when you held me so close.
Colorful beads stream out of the boxes.
That broke into my heart. Stole all of the parts that made me whole. You slashed my wings, brought kings down to their knees. Poison, poison everything.
crushed boxes, still blindfolded. He sheds tears of various colors, they pulsate. Video summary. An innocent man dressed in white is visited by a black figure. He is tempted into love, represented by the multitude of colors. In a state of loss, he tries but fails to see the true color of the black figure, who wears two masks. Intrigued, he attempts to remove the white mask, only to reveal a black mask beneath. As his hearts become more invaded, he struggles to fight against the riot of colors and the path of destruction from the black figure, as he is left in emotional wounds and physical ruins.
And now, for the second keynote of the day, Ms. Kyoko Suzuki, Arts Executive Producer and Deputy Director from BiG-i International Communication Center for Persons with Disability, Japan. BiG-i was established in Osaka in 2001 by the Japanese government as a center for artistic and cultural activities by persons with disabilities. For more than 20 years, the BiG-i has been creating an environment where anyone, including persons with disabilities, can participate in art appreciation and creative activities. For this segment, there will be consecutive interpretation from Japanese to English. Without further ado, please welcome Ms. Kyoko Suzuki.
はい、皆さんこんにちは。日本の大阪から来ました、鈴木京子です。
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kyoko Suzuki, all the way from Osaka, Japan.
スカイさんの歌を聴いてたんで、もうすっかり自分が喋ること忘れてました。
As I was mesmerized by the performance of Sky, I almost forgot that I was the next speaker.
まず私の外見なんですけど、髪はショートです。黒い上着と黒と白の柄の、パンツを履いています。
Just to describe myself today, I have a short hair and I'm wearing black tops and then black and white pants.
あと年齢は秘密にしたいんですけど、私の甥っ子と姪っ子は、大学生と高校生なので、大体皆さん想像してみてください。
Well, I would have preferred to keep my age confidential, but I will just give you a hint. My nephew and my niece are university. One is a university student, and my niece is a high school student. So you can. I will leave the rest to your imagination.
はい、まず皆さんにいろんなお話今日はしたいと思ってるんですけど、限られた時間なので、まず私がどんなところでどんな仕事をしているかちょっとお話ししたいと思います。
I have so many things I'd like to share with you, but I'd like to start with my work, where I work, and what kind of work I do.
私の仕事をしている場所は国際障害者交流センターというところです。
The place that I'm working is International Communication Center for Persons with Disabilities.
この施設は、福祉、日本語で言うと福祉施設なんですけれども、日本の政府が2001年に、日本の大阪に、設立しました。
This facility is characterized as a welfare facility in Japan. It was established in Osaka in 2001 by the Japanese government.
政府の、厚生労働省が、所管をしている施設です。
And it is managed by the Ministry of Ministry of Welfare, Labor, and Health in Japan.
今スライドには施設の全体の、全体像がですね、スライドの方に出ています。
So the slide shows the photo of our center.
この、国際障害者交流センターBiG-iはですね、福祉施設でありながら1500の劇場と、宿泊の施設、そして研修室、フリールームを持っています。
So this center, which is nicknamed BiG-i, BiG-i is a welfare center, but it has a theater with 1,500 seats, and it has accommodation rooms and seminar rooms and free space.
施設は完全なバリアフリーで、アクセスするには車椅子であっても見えない方であっても、アクセシビリティに配慮された施設になっています。
This is a totally barrier-free facility, accessible to wheelchair users and visually impaired and other people, persons with disabilities.
宿泊の施設なんですけれども、この今スライドの右上に、ホテルのベッドルームが出てるんですが、車椅子の方も行き来できるように広めに取ってあったり、重度の障害の方には介護用のリフトがついている部屋もあります。
Accommodation rooms. The photo on the top right shows the bedroom, and it is rather big, accessible to wheelchair users. And for persons with severe physical disabilities, we have a lift for caregivers as well.
このスライドには、ベッドルームの、宿泊施設のベッドルームの下に、フリールーム、左上に、劇場の、前景、左下には研修室の写真が出ています。
So the same slide shows the bedrooms photos as well as the free room, bottom right, and then the top left is the theater, how it looks like, and the seminar room.
1500の、劇場についてですけれども、オールフラットになる。客席をオールフラットにして体育館にもなると。
So to tell you about this 1,500 seat theater, the seats can be converted to all flat space. So if you convert all the seats, it looks like a gym.
車椅子は最大200席の車椅子の席が作れるようになっている劇場です。
200ですね。Okay.
200席。
So if you convert some of the seats into wheelchair seats, we can have a maximum of 200 wheelchair users.
ごめんなさい、300席です。
It's actually 300 wheelchair users.
20年も勤めてるのに分からない。
Sorry, the speaker made a mistake. I made a mistake, she says, even though she's been working there for 20 years.
で車椅子の、座席なんですけど、実はいろんな形に変えることができます。今出てる写真はオールフラットになった時と、客席が全て出た時なんですが、次の写真はいろいろ変形させた写真です。
Well, there could be a number of combinations between standard seats and the wheelchair seats. All seats could be standard seats, or all seats could be wheelchair seats flat, or there could be a combination between the two.
車椅子で来たい、鑑賞したい、感激したいっていう人の数に合わせて車椅子の座席を作ることができます。
This flexibility is good because we can accommodate any number of wheelchair users, and we can adjust the seat specification to suit the number of wheelchair users for the particular performance.
はい、スクリーンの今出てるのは、車椅子の席を作った写真なんですけど、右側の黒いボックスの中には今日もあります字幕が出るスクリーンと、
And so in this case that you're seeing on screen, there are some wheelchair seats, and on top on the right we have a black screen for captioning, just like you have here.
左側には、今私の横でやっていただいている手話通訳の方が、大きく映し出されています。
And on the left screen, sign language interpreter is projected.
今でこそこういった、アクセシビリティにはいろんな、配慮が出てくるようになりましたが、ここの施設実は20年前に作られた施設で、20年前にこのだけの設備があるっていうのは本当に稀なことでした。
These types of accommodations and facilities may seem quite standard for you nowadays, but it was 20 years ago that the BiG-i was established, and at that time you hardly saw any other facilities with this sort of services and facilities.
私は舞台の仕事をしていて、演劇を作ったり、演劇プロデュースしたり、ミュージカル作ったりっていう仕事をしてたんですけど、いきなり20年前ここの仕事に飛び込んだわけです。
Before I came to work in BiG-i, I was in the theater. I was producing drama musical or creating drama musical. So suddenly I took up this position to work in BiG-i.
でビッグアイでじゃあどんな仕事をしているんだ、どんな事業活動をしているんだろうということを皆さんにお話ししたいと思います。
So let me elaborate on what BiG-i does to you.
ビッグアイには日本の国、厚生労働省から3つの大きな、事業を委託されています。
The Ministry of Health of the Japanese, the Japanese government gives BiG-i 3 big missions.
障害の人だけに限らず、すべての人の芸術文化活動。
One is to support the artistic and cultural activities of all people, not just the persons with disabilities.
国際交流、国際協力。
International exchange and cooperation.
もう一つは皆さん意外かもしれないんですけど、日本はとても災害の多い国です。災害時の、要配慮者、配慮の必要な人の災害時の支援です。
And the third mission may be rather interesting or surprising for you. Because Japan is a very disaster-prone country, our center is expected to provide support during disaster for people with disabilities or people who need support.
その中でも今日は、限られた時間ですので、芸術文化活動の中の舞台芸術活動についてお話ししたいと思います。
So in the limited time I have today, I will focus on the first mission, which is artistic and cultural activities, particularly focusing on performing arts.
ここに今、スライドの方に出ているのは、さまざまな私たちの活動の写真と、活動の、タイトルが出ています。
Various artistic and cultural activities that we have and we support are here on the slide, both in photo and in words.
まず鑑賞の支援。
Support for arts appreciation is one thing.
創作活動における支援。
And supporting creative activities.
作品制作、障害者の芸術文化活動におけるコーディネート。
And the production of artworks, as well as coordinating the support for artistic activities for people with disabilities.
全国の公立文化施設や障害のある活動する人たち、団体、芸術団体からの相談。
And we provide consultation to public cultural centers around Japan, as well as consultation for the organizations that support the artistic and cultural activities of people with disabilities.
またその他ですね、セミナーとか研修も活発に行っています。
We're very active in seminars and workshops as well.
ちょうど今写真に出ているのが右上が研修セミナーの様子ですね。
And on top right of the screen, you can see an example of a seminar or workshop that we conduct.
右下にはダンスの、作品を作っている稽古の風景が出ています。
And bottom right picture shows the rehearsal of a dance production.
左上には、イベントにおけるボランティアの、サポートの、研修ですね。
And the top left picture shows how we train volunteers to serve in various events.
左側の真ん中には舞台の写真が出ています。
And the left middle picture shows a performance.
で左下ですね、実はアート活動、美術の方もやっていて、こういった障害のある方のアートの展覧会も行っています。
And bottom left is an example of art exhibition by artists with disabilities.
で特に今日はね、パフォーマンスとワークショップについてお話ししたいと思います。
And today I will focus on performances and workshops.
このスライドでは右上には約100人の障害のある人もない人も出演者として出ている舞台の作品が写真で出ています。
On the top right, I'm showing the picture of a stage where 100 performers, both with and without disabilities, are performing.
左上には、これはブレイクスルージャーニーのワンシーンですね。
And the top left picture is one scene from the breakthrough journey dance drama production.
ちょうどこの彼女はですね、先日とか、2021年に行われた、東京のパラリンピックの開会式の、点火ですかね、オリンピックの日を点火する、前の最後の、パフォーマーとして出演しました。
And this lady who is in the picture happens to have appeared in Tokyo Paralympics opening ceremony in 2021. She was I think, the final performer to appear right before the lighting of the Olympics torch.
左下はワークショップのダンスのワークショップの様子です。
And the bottom left picture is that of a workshop, dance workshop.
ちょっと鑑賞支援の方を少しだけご説明させていただくと、もう当たり前になりましたけど、舞台の手話通訳、
And appreciation support will involve sign language interpretation for stage performances.
文字情報、
And showing the text information.
右一番下には今日もいらっしゃっている文字情報を作る技術スタッフの様子と、
And the bottom right picture shows our technical staff who are involved in producing captioning, like the able staff that are working here today as well.
で字幕もこういったスクリーンに出すときと、実はメガネの中に字幕が出るっていうグラスタイプの、字幕表示器。
これですね。
はい、ちょうど真ん中ですね。
And then there's a picture of a gentleman wearing a goggle or a glass, which will project the subtitle or the caption in the glass itself.
またタブレットとかスマホにも字幕を表示できるようなシステムを作っています。
We have also created a system where captioning or subtitles can be read on the tablets or smartphones.
上段一番左は、知的障害者とか発達障害のある方に向けた字幕の表示です。イラストが使われています。
And on top left, I'm showing an illustration with the subtitle, especially targeting the or meant for persons with intellectual disabilities or developmental disabilities.
左下は見えない方のための音声ガイドを、本番中に、やっている様子です。
And the bottom left picture shows the audio description being read for the visually impaired audience.
ここで今日皆さんにアートリストを一緒に共同したブレイクスルージャーニーの、舞台公演について一つの事例として紹介したいと思います。
Now, I would like to just share with you a case or case study using the breakthrough journey performance, which we collaborated on which we collaborated with artists.
この作品は、今の、スライドは、右上には、ワンシーン、一つのシーン、東京のチームのシーンと、左真ん中下あたりには、パフォーマー全員がダンスを踊る写真が出ています。
And on this slide on top right, you are seeing one of the scenes performed by the Tokyo team for the breakthrough journey. And at bottom, on the left picture is that of all the performers dancing together.
こちらの、この、ブレイクスルージャーニーっていうのは、プロの、日本でも、トップを走るダンスのカンパニー、ラズルというカンパニーと、日本国内では7地域、アジアから4地域が参加した、プロのダンサーと一緒に舞台作品として、クオリティの高いものを作ろうということで作られた、作品です。
So Breakthrough Journey is a creation or production involving top dance company in Japan called Dazzle, as well as teams from 7 regions of Japan and 4 teams representing various Asian countries. So this is meant to be a very high quality stage production involving both professional and amateur dancers.
キャストはなんと全員で95名になります。ダンサーですね。
The total number of dancers for this production was 95.
ダンス作品の中身というか、内容は日本の文化、日本の美と自然を、海外に発信するとともにですね、アジアの各地域の特色や文化を、作品に織り交ぜた、ダンスと演劇をミックスしたような作品です。
So this production is a kind of mixture of dance and drama, trying to spread, communicate the beauty of the Japanese culture and nature on one hand, and also to introduce the characteristics and the culture of various Asian countries.
今ちょうど写真に出ているのが、右側が、広島、日本の広島の作品と、左側に日本の島根県というところの作品が出ています。
And on this slide, on the right, you see the scene performed by Team Hiroshima, and on the left is that of Team Shimane Prefecture.
こちらはさっき午前中に映像で流れてましたシンガポールの、作品が左側、右側には、すぐ近くのマレーシアの作品が出ています。
And of course, on the left of this slide, you see Team Singapore performing. You heard about it and saw it this morning. And on the right is the scene performed by your neighboring country, Malaysia's team.
でこのダンサーたちの構成なんですけれども、見ていただけると分かりますが、
This table shows the composition of the dancers.
香港と台湾は残念ながら、昨年の本番の東京での公演では参加できなかったんですが、全部でですね95名のダンサーが関わっています。
This production involved 95 dancers altogether. Unfortunately, for the live performance in Tokyo last year, the teams from Hong Kong and Taiwan could not participate.
そのうちですね、障害のある方は26名。
So out of the 95 dancers, 26 are dancers with disabilities.
海外、日本以外の方、日本と違う、国から参加されている方が19名いらっしゃいます。
And 19 performers were from outside of Japan.
私はこの舞台の上で、何をしたかったかというと、多様な人たちが、生きる社会を舞台の上に、表現していきたいと思っていました。
So, when I produced this dance drama, what was my point? What did I want to communicate? I wanted to really create and show a society where people with diverse background and diverse characteristics can live together. That's what I wanted to show the audience on stage.
特にですね、やっぱり日本でも課題がいろいろありまして、やっぱり大阪とか東京の大都市に比べると障害のある方の芸術活動のまだ普及とか支援は地方はなかなか進んでいないというのが現状です。
Well, there are challenges in Japan when it comes to supporting the artistic activities of persons with disabilities. Things may be more advanced in big cities like in Osaka or Tokyo, but when you look at the support system in smaller cities or in other regions of Japan, it is not that advanced yet.
全国、日本の中の7つの地域の中で、やっぱりその地方っていう言われる場所が5つ入っていて、そこで大阪とか東京に集まってなんか作品を作るんじゃなくて、地方の作品は地方で作っていくっていう、作り方をしました。
So in this production, I wanted to involve people from other regions of Japan, not just Osaka and Tokyo. 5 out of 7 Japanese teams were from those other regions. And I didn't want to ask them to come to Osaka or Tokyo and join in the creative activities there. I wanted artists to stay in their cities and produce their own performances.
これなぜならですね、地方にはなかなかその障害のある方のダンスを支援する人材や、アーティストがなかなか育たない人材がいないっていうのがやっぱ課題でして、地域の中でそういった人材を、増やしていく種まきをこの公演でしたいと思っていました。
Why did I do this? Because the challenge is the lack of or shortage of people who can support the artistic activities of persons with disabilities in different cities, in different regions. So by producing these dances in those local communities or regional communities, I wanted to sow the seed, so to say, plant the seeds of such activities.
この後ですね、ここで皆さんにこの公演で、主人公を演じた、梶本瑞希についてお話ししたいと思います。
Let me spend a few moments to introduce to you Ms. Mizuki Kajimoto on this slide, who played a lead role in this dance drama.
彼女は、重度のろう者です。
She is a deaf person with severe hearing disability.
年齢は20歳。
Age 20.
今スライドでは彼女の子供の時代の写真と主役を演じた、一人で踊る写真が出ています。
And the slide shows the photos of her when she was a young girl, a small girl, and then on the right is Mizuki dancing solo as a lead dancer.
彼女はですね、実はビッグアイ、私たちとの付き合いは彼女が、3歳の頃からです。
In fact, we've known her at BiG-i since she was 3 years old.
ですから17年前に初めてビッグアイに来ました。
So she came to BiG-i 17 years ago.
そこで聴覚障害、デフの方のダンスを見るわけですよね。
And that was when she first saw dance performance by the deaf dancers.
自分も踊りたい、もう自分もああいうなんかかっこいいダンスを踊りたいっていうふうにお母さんに頼むわけです。
And after seeing that dance by the deaf dancers, she wanted to dance herself, and she wanted to be a cool dancer. She asked her mother to help her do that.
ただ当時ね、彼女が、聞こえないということで、なかなかダンスを習いに行くこと、彼女が踊れる場所がなかった。
But there were really no groups or no place for her to dance because people thought she was deaf and she could not be involved.
で、お母さんが頼むわけです。お兄ちゃんがちょうどその頃バレエを習っていたので、お兄ちゃんと一緒で、誰かさっきもありましたけど、お兄ちゃんと一緒でお母さんも一緒なら来ていいよっていうことで3歳からバレエを習い始めます。
Well, her older brother happened to be learning ballet, and just like we heard from someone this morning, the ballet class, the ballet teacher allowed her to participate in the class if her mother and her younger brother were with her.
でその後ですね、9歳から私たちが今2001年から20年間続けているダンスを体験できるワークショップ、年に10回ぐらいかなやっているワークショップに9歳から通い始めます。
So that was when she was 3 years old. And when she was 9, she started to participate in dance experience workshop. We conduct that workshop 10 times a year. We started that in 2001.
彼女どんどんダンスが上手くなるわけですよね。
And she grew as a dancer. She was able to dance better.
聞こえないのにどんどん上手くなるわけです。
Even if she was really deaf.
である日、私プロのダンサーになりたい、プロのアーティストになりたいって言ってきました。
And one day she came to us saying she wanted to be a professional artist, professional dancer.
その時思ったんですけど、障害のある方がダンスを体験して楽しむ、表現するっていうこともすごく大事ですけど、その後の道、彼女のように次のステップに行く道がなかなかその当時日本ではなかったんです。
So at that time, I had to think. Well, she learned the joy of dance, and she learned the joy of expressing herself through dance. But then, what next? There was no next step for her at that time in Japan.
やっぱり希望とか可能性とか夢を持てる道、彼女にとってはプロになる道、プロフェッショナルになる道をやっぱり作るっていうことが私の次の課題でした。
So my challenge then was to look for a path for her to become a professional, so she can realize her hope and she can pursue her dreams. And so being professional, how can she be a professional? That's what I started thinking.
ここでなんか考えたのは、やっぱりプロになる道はプロの人たち、プロのアーティスト、プロの振付家、プロの、エンターテインメントで働く人たちが彼女のようにいろんな障害で困っている人たちの理解が必要だということを思いました。
So what I thought was to approach the professional artists, professional choreographers, or people working in the entertainment industry, so that they can start to notice the performers or dancers with disabilities like her, talented performers like her, and start to understand those performers with disabilities.
お話大体していくと、大体そのプロの方たちっていうのは、障害のある方教えたことないから大丈夫かなとか、いや僕そんな知識ないですって言われることが多かったです。
So when I approached the professionals in the entertainment or choreography industry, they usually responded, I am not sure how to teach anybody with disabilities. I've never done that before. So, or I don't have expertise to teach people with disabilities.
そんな時はですね、必ず言うのが、私言うことが一つあって、大丈夫です、私がいます。私たちBiG-iのスタッフがあなたと障害のある方が一緒にいれる環境を作っていきますということを言います。
So when I hear those comments, I always respond like this. Don't worry, everything will be okay because I am here and the staff of the BiG-i will be there and here to support you, and so you can work with the performers with disabilities.
で、最初それ嘘でもないんですけど、最初それで安心していただいて、やっぱり月日を一緒に過ごすと直接的な中でつながりが生まれてくるんですね。
Well, of course, I'm not bluffing, but the important thing is to get them to work together first. If they spend enough time together, then they would feel at ease with each other and start to develop direct bond with each other.
私やBiG-iのスタッフが間に入ることもなくなっていきます。
And eventually, we don't have to be in between them. I or BiG-i staff don't even have to be there.
で、彼女にまず、彼女のそういった夢とか希望を聞いて、別に彼女のためだけではなくて、多くの障害のあるダンサーたちが上を目指していくっていうことを、やり始めたのがちょうど5年、6年前ですね。
So after hearing Mizuki's dreams and hopes, we started these kinds of initiatives, and it was 5 or 6 years ago we started this. And many other dancers with disabilities followed her and started to try to climb up in their career.
で、今出てる写真が、エターナルシンフォニーという2017年にBiG-iで作った、作品です。
I'm showing the picture of one scene from Eternal Symphony, a production that we created at BiG-i in 2017.
ここには、日本を代表する国際的なコンテンポラリーダンサーの森山海二が、振り付けに入りました。
And Kaiji Moriyama, who is an internationally recognized choreographer from Japan, was involved in doing choreography.
もちろん水木もここに参加して、ちょうど、写真の右端の左手を上げている女性、一番前の女性が水木ですね。
And Mizuki, the dancer that I talked to you about, was also involved in this performance. I think in the picture she's in the front row, the rightmost dancer raising the left hand.
で、次にあったのがちょうど2018年、ここシンガポールで行われたアジアパフィックデザビリティアーツフェスティバルっていうところの、舞台のオープニング作品を作る機会に私は恵まれました。
And the next event that I was fortunately involved in was the opening act for the Asia Pacific Disability Festival conducted here in Singapore in 2018.
この時初めて、私も水木も出会ったのは、ダズルというカンパニーと長谷川達也という振付家です。
So at that time, I, as well as Mizuki, worked with Tatsuya Hasegawa, the choreographer at dance company Dazzle.
この時私は水木を優先的に入れたわけじゃなくて、約70人の障害のあるダンサーの中からオーディションで彼女が選ばれました。
And Mizuki was not given this role at that production because of me. She auditioned. And she was chosen among the 70 dancers with disabilities.
で、この作品を作ってる時に何度も水木に困りごとですよね。ここが聞こえないから困るとか、ここのきっかけがわからないというのを全て私に言ってきてたんですね。
And during this process of creating this production, Mizuki was always communicating to me, telling me her challenges and problems. Maybe this part she could not really hear well, or the trigger for her was not clear enough, etc.
ある時水木にもう私が必要ないでしょ。関係性ができたんだから自分の困っていることは自分で言いなさいというふうに言ったら彼女もどんどん積極的にコミュニケーションを取れるようになりました。
But then at one point I told Mizuki, well, I'm sure you already have a good bond with the choreographer and all the staff around you. You don't have to come through me anymore. If you have challenges, please go to wherever, whoever there is directly. And from then on, she actually started to be very proactive in communicating her challenges to other people and other staff.
水木だけじゃなくてやっぱり変わっていったのはプロのアーティストだったり、振付家の方もやっぱり変わっていくわけですよね。
I saw changes in not just Mizuki, but in professional choreographers and dancers as well.
今写真が出ているのが、長谷川達也と、シンガポールの公演の時の写真が出ています。
So the photo that you are seeing is Tatsuya Hasegawa, the choreographer, and the Singapore performance.
で、そういったコミュニケーションが生まれると、新しい発想がアーティスト、振付家の方にも出てくるわけで、
Once direct communication starts to happen between the choreographer and the artists, new ideas start to pop up in the heads of the choreographers too.
ブレイクスルージャーニーっていうこの、作品は、聴覚障害のある少女が主役になっています。もちろん水木です。水木が主役を演じてますけれども。
So the breakthrough journey, this production has a young lady, young girl with hearing disabilities as a lead role, and that's played by Mizuki.
で、水木が聞こえないからこそ、生まれた作品でもあります。
And the production was created, and it was possible to create this production because Mizuki was someone with hearing disability.
振付家であり演出家であり脚本家の長谷川達也が、水木をイメージして書いた作品なんですけれども、この中の演出に工夫がされています。
So this production was written and choreographed and directed by Hasegawa with Mizuki in mind. And there are many tricks or interesting approaches in the direction.
写真に、右側の写真には水木を取り囲む4人の黒い、ワンピースを着た女性がいます。
On the right photo, I'm showing Mizuki surrounded by 4 dancers in black robes.
これは演出上、水木の心の声を演じるっていう役柄です。
So these 4 dancers are expressing Mizuki's voice in her heart.
実は演出的にも重要な意味を持ってるんですけど、水木にとってもすごく意味があって、水木音楽が聞こえないので、音楽が始まるきっかけを彼女たちの誰かが出してるっていう演出になってます。
So of course this has its own meaning in terms of expressions, but it also gives a very good approach in terms of giving Mizuki a clue. The dancers around her gives her triggers because Mizuki is totally deaf and she cannot hear anything, but the dancers around her can give her triggers.
水木は最初のきっかけをもらうと、そこから最後まで頭の中でずっとカウント取って踊ってるわけですよね。
But of course the most important one is the first trigger that starts the music. Once that trigger is given, she starts counting in her own head throughout the performance.
彼女はでもそれが楽しい、嬉しいって言います。踊れることが。
And she loves it and she enjoys it. She really loves to be able to dance.
それ水木この、ブレイクスルージャーニーの主役をきっかけにですね、今いろんな活動にが始まっています。
So after she played a lead role in Breakthrough Journey, she has expanded her horizon and is now involved in various performances and activities.
テレビにも出ましたし、
She appeared on the television program as well.
映画にも出ました。
She appeared in movies.
パラリンピックの開会式のソロダンサーとしても踊りました。
As I said, she also danced as a solo dancer at the Paralympic Games opening ceremony in Tokyo.
彼女が得たものって何なのでしょうか。
So what did she gain through her experience?
彼女から直接聞いたんですけど、
And I interviewed her and asked her directly.
ちょっとそれを、代弁すると、
So I'd like to share her comments with you.
聞こえなくて辛い思いをしてきた。でもそれは今も続いています。
She said she had a hard time because she cannot hear, and it is still ongoing.
でも聞こえていても辛いっていうこともあるんだっていうことを分かりました。
But she realized that even other people who can hear, things can be as hard as for them.
人は他者と心を通わせることによって幸せを感じるものだと分かった。
She found that people feel happy when they can communicate with others.
自分は聞こえなかったからこそ未来に続く大切な出会いができたと思っている。
Because she could not hear, she had many important encounters that will continue into her future.
自分の夢は叶うかもしれないという可能性と希望を持つことができた。
Now she has hope that her dreams could come true.
じゃあ彼女が私たちに与えてくれたことって何だろうって私は考えました。
And then I thought, what have we gained? What has she given us?
彼女の夢や希望を持てたということは、彼女と同じ障害のあるダンサーたちも夢や希望を持てたことです。
The fact that she could pursue her dream and hope means that other persons with disabilities, with similar disabilities as her, could also pursue their dreams.
支援者の自己実現、自己肯定感、多様な人のつながりもできました。
And she also has given us the chance for self-realization and self-esteem to her supporters.
新たな芸術的な価値と創造もできました。
And she also brought connections between diverse people and new artistic values and creation.
新たな社会の価値観も変えることができました。
I think she has also brought about changes in the social values.
日本ではこの10年で障害者差別解消法という法律ができる中で支援の後押しもやっぱり生まれてきました。
Well, in the last decade, there has been a boost to support, giving support to people with disabilities after the Act for Eliminating the Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities came into being.
オリンピック・パラリンピックの東京大会もありましたし、
And we have seen Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics Games.
大阪では2025年には万博もあります。
And there will be Osaka Kansai Expo coming in 2025.
障害のある方の文化芸術活動の支援はいろんな法律や制度によって拡充してきているのは確かです。
So it is true that the support for artistic and cultural activities of persons with disabilities have been enhanced, have improved a lot through laws and schemes.
ただ法律ができたからそれでいいってわけではないですよね。
But having laws and acts in itself probably is not enough.
一人一人の個人の理解やそのなんていうかな、サポートもやっぱり大切になってきています。
It's very important that people are eager to understand each individual person with disabilities and give support.
福祉の世界でもやっぱり流行る流行のある言葉があって、バリアフリー、インクルーシブ、ダイバーシティで、今日本ではウェルビーイングっていう言葉がよく使われるようになりました。
In the world of welfare, or in the world where I work, there are buzzwords from time to time: barrier-free, inclusive, diversity. In Japan, the trendy word or the buzzword today is well-being.
政府の中でやあと企業だと経済の世界でも日本ではよく今ウェルビーイングという言葉が使われています。
Government, bureaucrats, corporate management, a lot of people use well-being.
ウェルビーイングって何でしょうか。
So what do you think well-being means?
それは身体的、精神的、社会的に満たされた多面的な幸せだとあります。
I would say that well-being refers to the multifaceted happiness of being physically, mentally, and socially fulfilled.
ハピネスと違うところは、その幸せが持続しているということです。
What is the difference between well-being and happiness? Happiness is a momentarily happiness, so to say, but well-being is a sustained state of happiness or being fulfilled.
幸せって何かっていうそのウェルビーイングの幸せの定義をちょっと今からお話ししますと。
Well, let me give you some more definition of well-being or happiness.
ポジティブな感情。
First, you are experiencing positive emotion.
何かに没頭集中できること。
And engagement, you are able to be absorbed in something.
つながり合え、共に支える人間関係。
And having a relationship, the connection and supportive relationships.
生きる目的と意義。
And you have a meaning and purpose in your life.
自己実現です。
And achievement or self-realization.
さっきの水木のお話を少し思い出してください。水木の幸せは実は私の幸せにもつながっていたのです。
If you can recollect my experience with Mizuki, in fact, Mizuki's happiness meant I was feeling happy too. So her happiness was my happiness too.
水木が最初に、9歳の時にビッグアイに訪れたわけですよね。
So Mizuki joined the activities of the BiG-i when she was 9.
その時は幸せ、ハピネスの方の幸せの扉を開けたと思います。
So her experience at the BiG-i opened the door for her happiness.
私も水木もその扉からずっと持続して活動を続けてきたことがウェルビーイングにつながったのかもしれません。
And since then, both Mizuki and myself have been continuing our efforts and activities until now in a sustainable manner. And I think this has helped us feel well-being.
障害者の文化芸術活動は本人の自己実現や自己肯定感を向上し、自己表現、コミュニケーションの能力を高めます。
The cultural and artistic activities of persons with disabilities can improve their self-realization and self-affirmation.
またそれと同時にですね、支援者であり、周辺にいる家族や友人の幸せ、人々の人生や生活を幸せにしているものなんだということに気づきました。
But it is not just only about them. These activities make the lives of the family members and supporters and friends around those people with disabilities happier as well.
またですね、芸術の持つ、障害のある方との芸術活動は多様な人と人をつなぐ、力でもあると思います。
And the artistic and the cultural activities of persons with disabilities help connect people with various backgrounds.
そこに関わる人たちが幸せになれるということは、社会全体が幸せになれるっていうことを私は確信しました。
And this experience convinced me that the happiness and well-being of each individual is a happiness of the society as a whole.
自分もそういう社会で生きていきたいと思っています。
And this is the kind of society or community that I would like to live in.
ここにいらっしゃる、今日皆さんと一緒にいる皆さん方とは、このウェルビーイング、幸せを共有できる仲間だと思っています。
And I feel that I'm fortunate to be with all of you, and I feel the fraternity, sense of fraternity, that we all share the feeling of well-being with all of you.
やっぱり持続こそ力と思いますので、皆さん一緒にまだこの後も、できる限り一緒に活動を続けていきましょう。今日はどうもありがとうございました。
I believe sustained activity or continuation of what you're doing or persistence is power. So I do hope that we will each continue what we are doing going forward. Thank you.